Hi everyone, welcome back to the LuxeGen Group Chat. This week we discuss the wolf moon.
I don't believe in this crap.
Yes, you should though.
Don't know if I do.
What is the wolf
So
moon?
today, this week, we're all ill, so we're talking about some remedies. Do you have to eat the garlic?
No, you just crush it.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's
it's all got to go anyway.
It's giving Nanny
Supposedly-
McPhee.
Yeah, supposedly you then sweat all the toxins out.
Also, we have crowned the hot boy of the month.
It's the hot boy of the month.
Wait, that's
Yeah. Then Lola and I talk all things racing with Bianca. It's so nice to have a conversation about motorsports and racing with three girls. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that like
revolutionary?
It's a really good one. Enjoy.
Red lights on, we're live. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Why do I feel like I'm on a morning talk show?
I know.
Welcome back to the group chat. Sapna and I this week are joined by Lola.
Hi.
Yeah. It's so nice because basically we are, for people listening, watching, we're doing it more frequently now.
Yes.
So it does feel like, I don't know, we were just here.
But it's
a
great.
chit-chat.
We've got a dedicated time slot every Monday, and it's
Exactly.
just nice to know that we have this time
Yeah, to
in
just
the
chat.
diary blocked out that we
Catch
can just
up.
yap. So the group chat podcast goes live every Saturday morning, which is perfect time for your hot girl walk, for your morning run, for your morning gym session, whatever. We're here in your ears.
Exactly. So every Saturday morning, you know we are coming to you.
And those watching us on YouTube, you get some bonus content. And this week we're going to run through our outfits, which you will be able to see. Lola, kick us off.
Guys, I'm kind of in like one whole brand today. I was inspired by an SR article, not to be a promo girl.
Let me
but
guess. Inspired by Miu Miu.
No.
Rugby shirts.
It's all new at Massimo Duty.
Oh!
I know, I thought it was really mature of me. Well, I was scrolling the other day and I actually really love like a little rugby shirt at the moment. So both these are from Massimo Duty and then loafers are from Ref. My socks are from Adenola.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's giving Miu Miu.
It is giving me.
Thank
I
you.
actually really want to ask you about your glasses. I feel like we get asked about glasses a lot.
Yeah, my glasses are from Cubits actually.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Ah,
I tried to stray away from too many big frames, but then I just couldn't help myself. It's either librarian glasses or big frame.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
It is hard though to find a style that someone else in the office doesn't
Yeah,
have.
I know. I told Steph, I was like, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna look like
gonna
you.
have to do
Oh.
Sat, what are you wearing?
I haven't pulled this out for a while, but this is, you know, the naked blazer that we've all got. This is the
Yes.
black one.
Oh my god, I've actually forgotten that exists
Yeah,
in my
me
wardrobe.
too. I haven't worn this one in a while, but it's a good one. It's slightly covered with hair, but it's lovely. This is a little knit. This is very you, kind of.
love it.
I think
Yeah,
you've got
I like
something really
that.
similar. This is from Zara. Some black trousers from What the Brand. I've got my trusty silver ballet flats on and some fluffy purple socks because it's very cold.
That combo is just so sweet to
Isn't
me.
it? It's so cute.
It was done out of necessity, but I kind of like the vibes.
Little lavender
love it.
socks. Love
Yeah.
it, love it. We did this trend, I don't know if you saw it at the weekend, where you guess, I actually saw it from Molly Mae's sister Zoe. It's the how you see me trend.
So right.
you see it?
I saw it. I was like, golden retriever, yeah. And then I was like in bed with a face mask on. I went, yes.
And with a cat and a book.
For those who haven't seen it, so I chose photos of what I thought Sapna looks like and just her vibe and everything. And Sapna did me, and then we put it together. But it's a really cute trend.
Like a
was really
Pinterest
cute.
board for each other.
Lola, if it was you, it would definitely be F1.
Yeah.
Just like pit girl vibes, you know? I know
Yeah.
how much you're obsessed with F1. It would definitely be like out with the girlies,
Defo.
like night out vibes.
I like to say I'm chaotically organised.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So a bit of mess, but it's pretty mess.
Yeah.
Like my bedroom will be like my makeup everywhere.
But it will
like
still look aesthetic.
Yeah.
Going back slightly, Daisy, we didn't go through your
Yeah,
outfit.
sorry. So I have a grey H&M blazer on, a grey sweatshirt called from Conscious Citizen. Really nice if you just need...
Like a lightweight.
Yeah, a lightweight but pulled together sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And then I've got some green Adidas track pants on with the yellow 3-stripe.
Those are so
And
cool.
honestly, when you're wearing Adidas 3-stripes, do you not just feel like so iconic?
Yeah.
There's something
Yes.
about it, isn't it? You literally feel like you're like an LA girly. Just,
Yeah.
I get that
Do you know
going to
what I
Air
mean?
One.
Yeah, exactly. And you
Yes.
can wear it with like a massive hoodie and still feel kind of pulled together.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's like the cut of them as well. They're really nice.
They
I
just
was
sit
just
the
saying
bottom
too,
really
I really
well.
want a pair of brown
Yes.
ones like that. They're
Like the
so
back and bow
nice.
ones.
Look on
So
ASOS,
nice.
they're all over ASOS.
Yeah.
And the stock levels are really good.
It's so funny because we just had a little break to have a cough, but it is that time of year when we're all just getting ill. And actually, this time last week we were talking about like New Year's resolutions. I was talking about health, literally 3 hours later, I was so ill.
I did say to the girls in the office, I think Sapna's tainted it for herself because
Yeah.
she sat on the
Oh,
pod like,
do-
I just haven't got ill yet.
I know, I was really
think it's because of all
jinxing
the
it.
supplements I'm taking. Next thing you know, out.
Well, I actually think it's because I was saying I was taking supplements or taking Simproof and things quite regularly, but I actually had stopped for a few weeks over Christmas and just
that's
like
your
and that's
downfall.
why.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. After that day, so that was last Tuesday, for a whole week I've been completely out.
Bless you.
I do feel better now, it kind of just lingers. Like I think I just need some immunity advice, to be honest. What do you guys
Well,
do?
I got the flu over Christmas and it was the flu. Now I feel
The
sympathy
You
for
were in bed for like
7
10
days. Okay, then a friend of mine messaged me because I put it on my story like, day 8, I'm so over it.
Oh my God.
He goes, right, do this. Okay, so he was like, you need to do this. It will taste disgusting, but just do it. It was like a homeopathic recipe.
Love
so
that.
4 bulbs of garlic.
my
Like
God.
that is a lot. Okay, 4
Okay.
bulbs of garlic, a whole sort of knob of ginger,
Okay.
hot water, cayenne pepper, honey. Anyway, I put
God.
it all together and
What,
the
do you blend
smell
it?
of garlic. Well, so if for anyone doing this or like that's at their wit's end and doesn't know what to do and now has heard this and thinks, okay, I'll give it a go, I would have put it in a blender because all the garlic at the bottom
Yeah,
was
it
just
would be
like.
so.
So I basically, when it got to the bottom, I just had to sort of like knock it back and just swallow it.
But do you have to eat the garlic?
No, you just crush it.
Oh,
but yeah,
that's
so you've got to go anyway.
It's giving Nanny McPhee.
Yeah, supposedly you then sweat all the toxins out.
Yeah,
And you
I
wake
get
up
you.
feeling better. I didn't feel 100% better, but I now, my eyes are open to homeopathic remedies.
I mean, yeah. I think I used to have it a lot when I was a child. Like my grandma used to give me that sort of thing a lot. But with you saying that, why not just put that into like a dal? Do you know what I mean? Like just put
That's what I
loads
was
of
going to say.
garlic,
Like, why
loads of
don't you just
ginger.
have? Why don't
because
you
it
just do
was,
it separately?
it was savoury. It was a savoury drink.
Yeah, I think put it into like a dal or
That's a
something.
good idea.
And because that's what I do when I'm ill. I have like anything just dal related and just put a whole load of garlic, load of ginger, loads of turmeric, and just like eat that, and that really does cleanse you.
That's
Yeah.
what I should have done.
I do think that you helped me last week because I was just on paracetamol because I had a really bad fever, but you were like, no, you need to do day and night.
Yes.
Because I wasn't sleeping either. I just
As
couldn't
in
go
night
to
nurse
sleep.
and day nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Swear by it.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It's
And
the best.
because it actually makes you sleep as well at night, and that's what
And
actually
it's got a
helped me.
decongestion in.
Yeah.
That's what you need. That's
Yeah,
what you
100%.
need.
It is the best, apart from the fact like the night nurse can be too strong and then you start hallucinating and things. Like it knocks you out and you have the wildest
Oh my God.
dreams. No, but I have been having really weird dreams at the moment.
Really? And you're not ill?
No.
Oh.
Like
Touch
what?
wood.
I used to have a book that analysed your dreams.
I write down every single dream I ever
love
have.
that.
Have you got
Like a
it?
dream journal.
Yeah.
Supposedly, has anyone dreamt of their teeth
Falling
actually
out.
falling out, and you can
Yes.
feel the crumbling in your
Yeah.
mouth? That's apparently if you've got money problems, like,
Oh,
if you, like financial.
Don't we
You've got
all?
like a financial burden. That's
It's the end of the month
Yeah.
and your
Wait,
teeth up.
but just before you start telling us your dreams, do you not
Yes.
think, because I was going to say about this anyway, do you not think it's because of the wolf moon?
I don't believe in this crap.
Yes,
I
you should though.
Don't know if I do.
What is the wolf
So
moon?
today is Monday the 13th. I just think when these like moons and when the new moon, whatever,
Yeah.
it's just about energy. There's extra
Yeah.
energy out there, which means you can put extra energy out there for things to happen.
Okay.
So whether you believe it or not, just put your manifestations out
But
there.
what do you
have the good.
mean?
You need to just have like a high vibrational
Okay.
energy.
High
Like-
vibrational energy.
And what is there? Is it going to be a bit full moon? What's the
Yeah, it's a full moon. It's called the wolf moon. It's quite like a witchy vibe. It's
Okay.
very spiritual. Just put the good vibes out there. If you've got crystals, put them under your pillow. Just like really manifest the shit out of tonight.
We're nodding.
It's just like
Okay.
you have like these moments in time where like there are specific energies or gateways or times where things are just more heightened, and this
Well,
is
it's
one.
like, what's it called?
Like Mercury retrograde.
that affects
Mercury
me
in
massively.
retrograde.
Exactly.
That does affect me.
And that's
Does
like
it?
Yes, that's
diff-
when everything goes wrong.
Oh, same. For me, it's all digital. Everything goes wrong. I think at the moment it's just like a good time to put things out there that you want to happen, which is really nice with the new year anyway.
Yeah.
But if you were ever going to try it tonight. Anyway,
Right,
Lola,
Lola,
tell us
read
about your
your
dreams.
Okay, so I call it like it's like my dream journal, but I write down trigger words so that
Yeah.
I can remember exactly what my dream
Yeah,
looks
because
like.
if you don't write them down, I guess I
Straight
see why
away.
you do this.
Yeah, so like I have like masses and masses
Oh my
of like
about you.
yeah, no, I've been doing it since probably like 2016. So my first one is Tom Holland, an airplane, me and him on vacation.
Oh,
Dream. A lot of Tom Holland ones, but like I have ones like, should I see my most recent one?
Yeah.
So I had open heart surgery and a surgery where there was like a wall of paintings with my face on it. Like I remember stuff so clearly as when I like wake up, I have to go, this is what happened. Or like dreamed about the summer I turned pretty.
Love that.
Booked a last minute flight to Australia. Packed nothing, was super random. 1 month there and didn't know what I was going to do.
Oh, I love that.
Like, it's just
lovely. That sounds like a bit
yeah,
crazy.
that's my dream. But like little stuff, because it's so fun to look back at like who was in my life at that time,
Yeah.
who am I dreaming about, like little memories I'll
Dream
forget.
journal.
Yeah.
I would love to have like a dream specialist come on and just
too.
analyse
That
the
would be
shit out of
jokes.
our dreams.
Guys, I tried mouth tape for the first time last night.
Stop.
Yeah,
How was it?
see?
Because I really, really want
So
to try it.
only reason I do it is because I actually do sleep with my mouth
Yeah,
wide
same.
open.
Do you snore?
No, I don't snore, but I literally am like on a plane. It's so embarrassing because my head will be like back and my mouth will be wide open.
Yeah.
And Jack will like put stuff in it. And I've seen all these things about how it affects your jawline and the shape of your face, and so I
But
was
also
like,
your breathing.
well, yeah.
Because you should be breathing out your nose.
Totally.
Anyway,
I put it on. It felt quite restrictive to start with, and also then Jack was like, "Brilliant, you can't speak," because I'd be like, "Can you fill my water bottle up?
Yes.
Can you do this? Can you do that?" And it was just like mute. And there's a tiny little hole in it, so they're like the shape
Oh,
of
there
lips. They're
is.
called Drift, Dryft.
Okay.
And you can get them actually. Have you heard of health.co.uk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
HEALLF.
F.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which there are loads of sort of wellness supplements and all sorts on there, and you can build a bit of a bundle. Anyway, so I went for these mouth strips, and I checked my sleep this morning on my Garmin, and I had 9 hours 25 minutes, 3 of which was deep sleep, which
Okay.
that's a lot for
you.
you normally can't remember. I think even if you have an hour and a half of deep sleep, that's
That's like
that's
REM,
good.
right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
REM sleep.
No, I think REM's different.
Oh, like REM sleep.
REM
Isn't
is
that
when
your
you're
most...
dreaming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
And then so you go light, REM, deep.
Okay.
But deep, it's quite hard to get into long periods of deep sleep, I think. Anyway, I slept really well last night.
Okay, well, let's move on to our hot list. I actually would really love to just follow up on a few things from last week, which is so nice we can do because we're filming weekly now. Day of the Jackal, I've watched it now.
How good.
So good.
I've never watched it.
Lola,
watch it,
you're the same as
Lola.
me. Top Boy's your favourite programme.
Yeah.
This is up there with Top Boy.
Okay.
It's really good.
It's got Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
I
he's
did
very
try
good.
and
It is.
watch.
No, so you have to stick through on episode 1 because I found that over Christmas I watched it a couple of times and then I ditched the phone. I was focused on the TV and I just was
Not gonna lie, I couldn't get past the old guy scene.
Yes,
quickly.
So that's him dressing up as someone else. He
Yeah.
has different disguises.
It made me feel a bit funky.
I know. I like started watching it and I was like, on my phone.
No,
and
you
then
have
like
to concentrate.
10 minutes later, I came back. I was like, oh, okay, loads is happening. And it's really good. So you've just got to like stick with
It's
it.
amazing,
Okay.
isn't
It's
it?
really, really good. I came up with the best theory this weekend when we were watching the show. Right. So what they need to do is create a show like this one, like Day of the Jackal, right? With like a really cool assassin, whatever. Great show, cool, whatever. And then at the end, reveal that the guy is James Bond. And then start the James Bond series.
No, because this is just like action and adventure.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
It's a genre.
But I was watching and I was like, he could be James Bond. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, imagine at the end he says that he's James Bond. And Ryan's like, obviously fucking not. It's been out for like 6 months.
I feel like James Bond loves himself too much to like
know.
hide away.
But don't you think that'd be cool? If they created like an Amazon or like a Apple, Netflix, whatever, like limited TV series, and
It
it's
could be-
basically his origin
It could
story
be
for the
Bond,
new
yeah,
Bond.
growing up.
Yeah.
or something.
And then at the end, it's James Bond, and then they create the
Sorry,
the
did
TVs.
anyone read the story, the books, Young Bond?
No.
Oh God, this is so niche. I know someone listening will. So there was a collection of books, and I can't remember the author now, but they were so good. One was called Silverfin, and it had these eels on the cover. People will know, and it was basically Young Bond.
That's cool.
And it was a series,
The
and they were the
story.
most insane books.
So
So
it's
that was
his.
basically like that. So yeah, you could create a TV show or a film of
Exactly.
Young Bond, like but Bond in his training or something.
Yeah, but I just
Yeah,
think it'd
I'd
be a
like
cool
that.
way to like do it in secret because everyone obviously wants to know who James Bond is going to be.
Who do you think? Who do you think it will be?
I don't. It changes every week.
I
Honestly.
don't know.
King Charles in The Crown, Young.
and Challengers.
Yes,
Josh O'Connor.
yes,
Yes.
Josh O'Connor, yeah. I think
Yeah,
he's
that'd
in the
be cool.
running.
No,
Lot
but
of
I
people are
would
in the
love
running.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's who.
too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like my Angus Thong's a perfect snuggling dream.
I think he's at the top.
Yeah. There's always conversations, and there's a lot of like smaller actors who are in like Top Boy and things like that people think could be, because it's like a good way to launch their career and then they'd be really famous for like years and years. But
they could be a bit more iconic with it, couldn't they?
I do love a Bond movie.
So good.
Skyfall by Adele just lives rent free.
oh my god, that was
So
a
does
moment
No
in
Time to Die by Billie Eilish.
Oh, they're all just so good, aren't they?
good.
Traitors.
Yes,
Guys. So when this pod goes live, there'll have been 3 more eps, but can we just talk about
the last
just how
few.
how stressful it is this season?
I know. Well, I sent you guys that thing this weekend, and it was this article basically about them talking about how this year it's just not as fun or funny. It's a bit
People
more
are just
serious.
overanalyzing. Their game plans are just too much.
They're taking
It's
it a
the
bit
crying.
they're taking it a bit too seriously.
It's a bit like Love Island though now. Like, do you remember the naivety of it was what made it
Yeah.
so good? And
Yeah.
I think now people are really just trying to be too clever.
Yeah, they're all trying to outsmart each other. Whereas like Harry's season before, they were just there for a bit.
I know,
Yeah.
and it
A
was
giggle.
funny.
And
As
it
much
is
as
a
he was
game of
savage.
luck, really.
Yeah,
so
it
I
is.
just feel like
But one thing that I don't understand how no one has clocked onto, or maybe they have and they're just not allowed to, or the producers do it differently in the moment, but you know when they come into breakfast?
Yes.
Everyone knows that the last 3 people coming in are the people who were considered to be murdered,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Yeah.
So how are they not using that to their advantage in some way?
But I didn't think this until like I've seen that on TikTok. So
I
they
didn't
probably
even see it on
didn't think the
TikTok.
same. That
I didn't even see it on TikTok. I just have been watching it and I'm like, well, for the past 3 seasons, you know that the 3 people who were the last to come in
Were
are the
going
ones
to
that
get
the traitors are
murdered.
considering.
maybe they
Yeah.
film it in a different way.
Perhaps, but they do come in last. And
Yeah,
everyone's
they
like,
do.
oh, who's the last Like, they do.
so
How
true.
do they avoid that? They're all making TikToks and stuff now.
Yeah, I've
But
seen Anna's.
Yeah, I've seen Anna. I've seen the 2 sisters who both actually had followings before they went in,
Did
which is
they?
interesting to know. I mean, they're gone now, but they
Interesting.
both had followings.
Freddie's.
And
So
Freddie's
did-
making quite a
So
few.
does Francesca. By the way,
Really?
she's an interior designer. I stalked her the other day. She's cool.
But I mean, we keep saying it. There's a lot of crying.
There's a lot of crying and there's a
There's a
lot
lot of
of
fake
missing
crying.
the point. Like they're going for people that so obviously wouldn't be it. Like,
But also they're all attaching themselves to someone, all going for them, and then that's it, and then they just leave it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can't really go into too much because
Obviously-
3 episodes will have gone live by the
Yeah.
time this pod's up.
can't wait.
Can't wait. Have you guys seen Aaron Pierre?
Oh,
We were saying the
yes.
hot boy of the month.
Mufasa.
Yeah, he is
that's
the hot boy of the
Mufasa.
month.
Wait, that's Mufasa.
Yeah.
People have like edited themselves, grinding up on
I
him
know.
like this is our wedding entrance.
It's like this CGI of them like dressed the exact same as him, but just the face.
Oh
and
my
they're
god,
like,
it's so
Right,
funny.
Sapna, give us context.
So basically, the new Lion King has just come out, and the 2 main actors who voice Mufasa and Scar are basically just, some really attractive, lovely men. And no, they're also very good actors, and their voice is amazing. Also, one of them's American, one of them's British, but in the movie they've swapped accents. It's quite funny. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
Scar. So the guy who plays
seen
Scar.
it?
No, I haven't,
yet.
but I really want to.
Yeah.
he's English.
No, the guy who plays Scar is American, but
Okay.
Scar is like is British in it.
Yeah.
And then the guy who plays Mufasa has an American accent in it, but he's like really British, and that's Aaron Pierre.
Yeah.
And he looks like Scar.
But he just looks beautiful.
He's beautiful. Like his eyes are really light, and
It's
he's
just
like
my For You page is
gorgeous.
just thirst traps of him.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Because he's going down the Jennifer Hudson like corridor, which
Yes.
by the way would give me so much anxiety.
Did you see
like
the people in the background?
Yes, and you just have to like. Everyone watches you just do something cool. Like, what dance move are you
And
prepping?
there's the one lady when he goes past, she goes, "Arr."
I'd do that.
And there was a guy in the back that like spotted he was on the camera and just didn't know what to do and just did a runner.
So
That would
funny.
so be me, like just realizing that I'm like in the background of this really hot
Yeah.
guy's video.
It has gone viral, but I just really love seeing like these newer actors coming out and like becoming big deals, and like I just love seeing them in their interviews because those 2 have a really good chemistry together as
Yeah.
well. And it's interesting because obviously it's an animated film; you don't see them in the movie.
No, but also before social media, we would never have got
No.
to know these actors and
Exactly.
I know.
I love that you now can see the behind the scenes.
And
Yeah,
people
same.
really dive in once they find like
Yeah.
one viral clip. They're like, I know everything about this man. Like,
Clue.
It's
No, his wife was there as well. Like as he was going down, you can see her in the corner, like filming him.
the edits.
that's
are just,
my husband.
Yeah.
The edits are too good.
But you know, I really do want to see Lion King. Something I did see when I finally came out of my cocoon of being ill, and I was like, I need to leave the house. We went to cinema and saw Nosferatu.
I haven't seen it.
You didn't go to see Baby Girl?
No, I haven't yet.
I think
It wasn't playing in the cinema.
Oh, really?
by
I
me.
also think I saw a TikTok, sorry to interrupt you quickly, but someone went with her partner and could see all these girls in groups just like giggling, sniggling the whole time. And she was just like, I was just really read the wrong person.
Yeah, you've got to go with the girls.
You have to go with the girls.
Yeah.
Or just like, I don't know, make sure it's not like too crowded.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Like if it's a whole big group of little girls like laughing at the front.
How was the film?
Nosferatu, really good. So obviously it's like a remake of the old vampire film Nosferatu. It's
Okay.
filmed incredibly, like just like the way it's just really dark and like gothic and like I just love
Eerie.
if you love that kind of vibe, it's really good. Scary, like not terrifying jump scare scary, but
Okay.
like horror vibes.
Sorry, this really shocks me that you like that sort of thing.
Oh my god,
it's a
you're
bit of
joking.
her.
I used to watch like horror films on my own when I
Yeah.
was little. Like, I love that sort of thing.
What?
I know.
That really surprises
And
me.
Marvel, she loves Marvel.
Oh, I love Marvel. I just watched it all last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like I did Infinity War. I'm
Okay,
going
fine.
through it
Yeah, nice.
one by one. I love it so much.
That stuff too. We'll chat. I actually, it's like Taylor Swift. I can only talk about it a little bit every time because otherwise I get...
Yeah, that's why Tom Holland's in all of my dreams.
Yes. But yeah, great film. Really recommend watching it. Lily Rose Depp is amazing. Bill Skarsgård, who plays Nosferatu, essentially, I just don't... How he does the voice, like, it's not CGI. It's not
Really?
like a
No.
voice where he does the voice. Like, he's the one who plays it.
Yeah, he's
he's like,
clown.
You
And
know,
he can do that smile where it like goes all the way up.
But yeah, it's really good. Recommend. Okay, so next up, we are joined by Bianca Bustamante, who Lola and I are going to chat to about her career in racing. She is a Formula E driver. She's also part of the McLaren driver development program and is literally only 19 years old, which is incredible. So we are chatting to her about her journey into racing, her advice, and also what it's like being a female in such a male-dominated industry. Okay, well, guys, we are back now and we're joined with Bianca. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's like my first professional
I know you were
podcast.
saying.
So I'm a bit nervous. I don't know how to go.
Oh,
but
don't be.
be.
This is literally called the group chat. So it's a very chill vibe. We're just some girls here to chat.
We're just here to yap.
We are
That
really-
is it.
That's
Yeah.
lovely. I do need more girlfriends.
We're here
We are
to
here.
talk everything.
Lola is a bit more of like the racing expert here. So she's
I wouldn't
like,
say expert, just to clarify.
okay, fan. It's a
Fan.
passion.
Yeah,
So we're very
definitely.
excited.
I've always been kind of into. I got into it from my family because they worked at McLaren, which obviously you're now part of the family, papaya family, aren't you? Yeah, I've just loved it, and I've always just, not many girls watch it either. So
I was going to say, it's so nice to have a conversation about motorsports and racing with three girls. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that like...
Revolutionary.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it, really, that
Yeah,
we're saying
but
that. But it is nice.
some of the girls I know it better than most of the guys I know.
love
So
that.
that's what I
Honestly,
love.
Yeah,
As
that's
it
like
should.
one of the main things that's been changing as well. Like I walk into the paddock or I walk into like exiting from the race and you see just a bunch of like pink and
Yeah.
girls
Oh,
in skirts
yes.
and makeup, and it's just also like
that's so fun.
it's so uplifting to be a woman in it and to kind of see and not feel so alone. So it's quite nice to see.
Especially on like the American races, like it's
Oh,
a
I love
fashion
it.
show
It is a
now.
fashion show.
If you see Miami, the Miami circuit is like, it's crazy. Or Las
Really?
Vegas as well.
Like all full glam.
yeah,
full
it's like
glam, I love that
full,
so
like
much.
heels and everything.
And also in like Miami Heat, the dedication is
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh, well, we definitely want to speak about like your favorite circuits and also, like we said, what it's like to be a woman in racing at the moment. But let's start from the very, very beginning. So, how did you actually get into racing in motorsports, and how old were you? Because I think I know, and I was like, what?
My very first memory of racing is probably when I was 3.
Wow,
And that's
yeah.
initially when I first
3.
started driving.
I
as
thought
well.
it was 5, and now I've just had 3. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
I have like pictures of me when I was like a year old with my dad. We had like professional photos taken. I had like a tailored racing suit already.
Oh, that's so cute.
I was like barely a year old. I was probably like 8 months in. And my dad was just like, "You're gonna be a racing driver," and I was like, "Yes, okay, I agree."
so was he into racing?
100%. He would classify himself as a frustrated racing driver. he had the goals, he had the dreams, he had dedication, but unfortunately, we all know how expensive racing can be. So he couldn't really pursue it.
He just passed on the passion to you.
Yeah, he did. Living his dreams.
So what did you start doing? It's like go-karting or like things like that? And then
So I started Grassroot Racing, which is kind of like karting. All the world champions, all the F1 drivers, they start from ages of like 3 to 5. Because at that age, you know, your body is slowly kind of morphing into
Right.
what it needs and what it needs to take to be a racing driver.
Yeah.
Like the G-force, the speed, and obviously the earlier you start, the less fear you have. So at the age of 3, I was like, barely knew how to walk, but I was already like,
you could drive.
I could drive. I could drive. And that's pretty much how it started. I was like 3 years old. My dad brought me to a track. He made me try like a 60cc baby cart. Definitely wasn't supposed to drive it at that age, but I did. And then I kind of just went on, and I remember like begging my parents and my dad. I was like, every day, I was like, we go to the track, we go to the track, we go to the track. I think it was just the relentless passion that I had from the very beginning, and my parents seeing that and them supporting is the reason why I'm here now. So, yeah,
That's
Love
amazing.
that.
And then how did you turn that, I guess, passion for all of that into a career? Like, how did you transition? that?
Gosh, I feel like we'll need more than an hour to go through all of that, because we all know how difficult it is to make a career out of anything, to be honest. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like when you think of racing, we're first and foremost athletes, but at the same time, we're also creatives. Like, you know, you think of a track, it's so wide. Where do you go? Where do you drive? When do you brake? You know, when you think of corners, it's like geometry. It's like the angle, the radius of the corners and all those things. And you kind of, it's also like dancing. You have to be one with a car and all those different things. So to be a driver, you have to be a lot of things. And so that's one thing. And second of all is to have a whole loads of money. And I think that sometimes outweigh the others, which is a sad thing to in the sport. But unfortunately, that's the reality of it. Like, even before getting inside the car, you've already spent thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like the suit, it's about $1,500. The helmet itself is $5,000.
Yeah.
Fireproof overalls, fireproof shoes, gloves, everything. So you're already thinking of like 10, 15 grand before even driving
That's
the
mad,
car.
yeah.
When you go into F4, which is what I was driving last year, that's probably a season in F4 is about 400 grand to 500, depending on how many testings you do, how many set of tires you want to use.
Yeah.
So all these different things, you need to spend more to be better.
And when you go to F4, are you still sponsored in the same way that, like, obviously less than F1, but do you get help in that sense?
And I think that's where me and my team made a difference. You know, I'm managed by Darryl Young and CBR Media, and obviously working with Storm Management as well. It's funny talking about it, because being 19 and being so young, you're like talking about like what, business, marketing, endorsement deals, what? But it is incredible what we've achieved in like the past 2 years.
Yeah, of course.
Because in 2021, I was like not racing at all. I retired because of the pandemic. Just the economy just crashed in the Philippines, and my parents couldn't get a job. They couldn't barely support the family or bring food on the table. So I had to quit racing, and I did. And then that's when my manager Darryl Young found me. He messaged me and was like, "What are you doing now?" And I was like, "Retired. I am officially retired."
How old were you? 17, 18?
I was 16. I was a baby. And then he told me that, no way. I mean, you had so much potential. I was Asian karting champion. How can you just, you know, throw all that away? And I was like, there's no support from Philippines. And Daryl was like, I'll help you. I'll mentor you. You know, you just do everything I say. And I did everything he said, even better sometimes. You know, we worked on everything, like branding. I worked on myself. I learned how to speak proper English.
It's crazy how much like branding almost goes into, you know, just being or your talent or your sport. And in a way it's not fair, but it's also incredible what you've been able to do with that.
It's one thing when you see the training and the hard work you do at the track and all those things, but literally, I mean, you would know, like from having families that work in you know, in McLaren, for example, like Lando would literally race, drive, get out the car. The minute he's out the car, he puts a hat on, or maybe he just taps his face, and then he goes straight into an interview, straight into the pen. Getting interviewed by everyone, everything. Everyone's like asking photos, doing this and that. And that takes so much mental strength to like switch off from I'm an athlete, but also I have to, be everything
You have
to
to be
everyone
like
all at once.
a celebrity. Like
Yeah.
you have to have your personality along
You
with the
do.
sport.
Media training.
And
Yeah.
you're not allowed to be mad. You're not allowed to complain. You're not allowed to, obviously
Mm-hmm.
after a bad race, you don't want to do an interview.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
because-
smile. You don't
yeah.
even want to say anything sometimes.
You're exhausted.
You are,
Yeah.
and you're not allowed to have those. And that's just kind of the nature of the sport because it requires a lot of money to be able to race. And I think that's one thing that I learned at a very young age, that I didn't have the luxury to say no to anything. I was like, I'll do anything for a drive. I'll do anything to race. If I have to smile for photos, I'll do an interview. I have so much props to influencers because they edit, they film, they capture, they write contents, they post, they do everything. And I kind of had to do all of
Learn
that.
it all.
Yeah.
I had to learn all of that.
And no one teaches you how to do any
You
of this
don't,
either.
you
sort of-
don't,
You've
yeah.
entered this like, this is my passion. I want to be an athlete. I want to do this. And then it's like, oh, wait, but there's all of this other
Yeah.
stuff
Exactly.
as well.
I was never scared of like failures. I just posted and posted, and then one video reached 1 million, and then another reached 10 million, and then that's kind of like how my social media grew. And obviously, people saw, and that led to opportunities like being in a Fon Academy, W series.
Yeah, wow.
And when you're given those opportunities, you always kind of have to maximize it because you don't know when the next will come. Like being in F1 Academy, it's an initiative that was brought up by Formula One themselves, and it was a championship, an all-women championship, and it was a platform where we can grow and race and compete alongside Formula One to get the spotlight and to get the support we needed. And Formula One actually also subsidized the cost. So
That's amazing, yeah.
they paid pretty much 80% of all the racing costs.
Wow.
So we wouldn't have to worry and focus on driving. So I had the luxury of being in that championship because people recognized me because I did all the posting, I did all of those, I did all of this. And all of a sudden I won. So
That's incredible.
and then one thing led to another. So I think that's pretty much how the career started.
Yeah. Gosh, you have really been grinding. Let's just say that.
I don't think I've had like a day off, to be honest. Like like even a day off doesn't feel like day offs because you're always training, you're always doing things, and
Yeah, and if you're not driving, you're doing an interview, or if you're doing something else. And
Exactly. But I always said, doing one thing is a rest from another. So when I'm not racing, this is like my day off. I love to like talk about it and like meet people. To me, last year felt like 10 years.
Really?
Because last year from like the first quarter to second, it felt eternity. Because I was racing and I was doing so many things. I went to a gala for the first time. Wow. I was at LA. It was so funny story.
Yeah.
So I was racing in Miami the week before, and I got my first ever podium. I was P2.
Wow.
Yes, and that was the same time that Lando won his first ever race.
Yes.
So it was like a massive, crazy week.
wow.
That's a good week for McLaren.
It was a great week for McLaren. And then my team told me that, Bia, you're going to a gala. You need to fly to LA from Miami.
God.
So I went
Wow.
to LA. I got there. I went to a gold gala. So it was for the Asians, Asian Pacific Islander month, I think. And so I was there with like Simu Liu, with like all these amazing
cool.
actors. I felt like I had like my fairy godmothers with me, and they were like, they magicked me like a day. It was like so funny because I was like sweaty and smelly coming from Miami. And then the next day I was getting my hair done, my nails, I was getting my makeup done, I was wearing a ball gown.
I mean, it really does sound like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was intense. It was intense. And then a few months later, I had my shoot for a Vogue cover.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yes, of course.
So Store Management's like, they're like, Bia, you're gonna be in the cover of Vogue Philippines. So
I mean, that as well, being like your
That's
home
a dream.
country is just like,
it
must
was
have been incredible.
it was incredible to me. It's like two of my favorite worlds combined, and to be able to live both things is like, it's such a dream.
With being a woman in this industry, I suppose it's so nice that you can bring these like more, I don't know, like
Glamour.
yeah, that kind of glamour to the sport that I suppose isn't always there when it's,
Yeah.
People always encourage you to be more masculine, to dominate in a sport. Like when you're doing track and field, they always tell you to be, to be tougher, to be more aggressive, to be more masculine. That's why I love Sha'Carri Richardson. She's like doing track and field, and she has like long nails, lashes.
Yeah,
her
she's so
hair.
cool.
She's so cool. It's crazy to think about it, but a few years ago, like we had grid girls. We live in a world where the only time a woman is ever on the grid is when she's holding an umbrella for
yeah.
a male driver, which is, you know, a few years then was just incredible. And now to actually have drivers on the grid racing is like incredible.
Yeah.
How the sport has evolved is fantastic. And to kind of have a 50% now, 50% male followers and like 50%
wow, that's
female
really
followers is
interesting. Yeah.
interesting. And
I guess as well, like being part of such a big, I suppose, what would you like the program of McLaren, the development, that's what it's called, right?
yeah, the
McLaren development
it's a tongue twister. McLaren development program.
That's it. That as well must have been such a big sort of help to push that. And like, you know, were you one of the first females to be signed
I was
to that?
the first ever female development driver.
That's incredible.
From McLaren. It's still a weird, you know, thing to say because I think about it and I still can't believe that it took this long to have a female driver in the development program. But this was all thanks, you know, to Fon Academy and the opportunities they've given us. You know, all 10 F1 teams supporting 10 drivers in the F1 Academy program. And then I signed, and I was, I think, the very first driver to be announced that year as well.
I remember that.
And that announcement, it blew my mind. It like flipped my world upside. I can't even say down. It's like upside up. It was like literally whole 360. I gained like 120,000 followers overnight. It was just like the craziest 24 hours of my life. After that, Zach Brown actually told me that that was the largest driver announcement they've ever had.
Wow.
Statistically, yeah, in likes, in views, in everything.
It just proves though that people were so like happy and interested to have a woman. Like in terms of the actual training, you spoke about like you're an athlete, like what you have to do. Can you talk us through a bit about that? Like, what is your training regime?
I'm so interested. Obviously, in F1, like they do those crazy neck strains. Do you have to do similar
Wait, explain?
training?
What's that?
So, because an average person could not get in like the same car, for example, Lando Norris would be driving because we physically don't have the like muscle in our neck. Yeah. So I was just wondering, like, do you have to do the same similar training in your neck?
That is like a daily routine.
So what do you do?
You literally
So basically, like, you basically put a harness. You can either put weights on it or someone will pull it.
Okay.
So someone will pull it, like someone like twice my body size will pull it, and I have to like withstand it. And in total, that can be 50 kg, 60 kg, and so you have to like build. I can show.
Yes, please.
It's so hard so I have to like.
Wow.
So like
here,
oh my.
The strength.
So
it's like muscles I didn't even know we had.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
definitely
do you want to touch it? It's like, it's hard to.
Oh my god, yeah.
You touch it.
Go on.
Come on, Ben.
Wow.
That is so impressive. But this is what I mean. It's like the stuff that people just don't know.
I can't believe just.
Don't know.
But it's like the training I've seen videos of. You're literally like face forward with a harness around, and someone's just there like yanking your head.
Okay, wait, tell me more. What else do you have to do?
A lot of gym training, a lot of weightlifting, muscle, you know, building muscle. I'm Filipino, so I'm short. I've got like tiny joints, I've got tiny skeletals, and I was like, oh god damn it. Everything. Because of that, I can't just jump in and drive. So I've had to actually gain a lot of weight. So I'm like when I was like 18, 17, I was 45 kgs. I am now 56. So I've had to gain 10 to 11 kgs of pure muscle and a bit of fat to be able to kind of really withstand the G-force of driving the car.
And for those who don't know, this is going to make it sound like I don't know, but for those who don't know, what is G-force?
Well, there's lateral G, there's acceleration, deceleration, and there's from side to side. So it's basically going from 0 to 100. Right. So 0 to 100, you know, you have to withstand a certain amount of force.
It's the gravitational.
It's the gravitational force. And obviously, as you're turning, that load also increases to lateral. For example, you know, when they say when a car crashes, the car is like a 50G crash. So that means that the car went from 100 kilometers to 0. Right. And most of the times that is what hurts you.
Yeah.
It's not crashing, it's actually going from 100 to 0.
Because you're just throwing forward.
A stop to like a full-on stop. And so for me, I've had to train because I didn't have a lot of weight. So it meant that I had to put in a lot of like force and like effort to like keep myself in place. I do a lot of aerobic endurance, so muscle endurance, plyometrics. I've also gone into calisthenics because that helps with joints and health and mobility and stuff like that. So honestly,
interesting.
yeah, a lot of things, and also doing other sports. But one of my current favorite things to do now is golf. I've recently gone into golf.
That's
not
quite low
for
impact,
physical.
I suppose. Yeah,
Low impact, but
It's quite a popular sport with drivers, isn't it?
I know I've heard this. I've actually heard this, but golf teaches you more mentally than it does ever physically.
It's really similar to like as in the geometry of it. It's like it's
It is.
really
It is because it is so mental. Golf, like I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people that before I when I didn't know how to play golf, I was like, oh come on, you just hit the ball. Like you watch like PGA Tour, you see like Tiger, like, he just like hits it and it just goes.
Yeah.
And then when I tried it, I was like for like 100 tries, I wasn't able to hit the ball, like not once. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's really difficult.
It's hard. I tried it this summer
really
and I struggled. I went to a golfing range just to like hit it in the distance. I can't do it. I tried.
it's hard.
I need to get myself back into it, but it's
very good for posture.
it's very good, which we're trying to work on.
It's good for posture, and what a lot of athletes do is good for hand-eye coordination because you aim, you look at the ball. The ball is tiny, and it's the same as like looking for an apex. When the car is moving quickly, you can barely see what's around you. So it's a lot of peripheral, it's a lot of hand-eye coordination, but most of all, it's a lot of mental. A lot of people will lose themselves in the emotions. A lot of people will, throw a tantrum. A lot of people will be mad, be angry, and I think that's what makes the most difference. Comparing a good driver to a great driver. Like you see driver, like for me, one of the best examples, and I always said he's really been like a role model for me in McLaren, is actually Oscar Piastri.
Yeah,
I have never seen Oscar mad.
No, he is the most like calm man I've ever seen in interviews. Sometimes they have a little jab at each other, but he honestly,
He's so
he's lovely.
He's so lovely. I always talk about like equilibrium. He's like finding equilibrium, and he doesn't have a dip. He doesn't have a high. He can be winning, and he's not over celebrating. He's not over excited. He's not over happy. He's just he's neutral. Sometimes you'll see him smile.
I would love to master that in my life. I would.
The ones that are laser focused, the ones that don't celebrate when they're winning, but actually just instantly gets back to work, are the ones that will consistently win. And that's one thing that golf teaches you, is that to have that peace in your mind, and to have that confidence, and to not lose yourself in the sport. As much as Eminem says, to lose yourself, don't lose it, because it can be very detrimental, especially in a race. You can go from leading to losing with over a mechanical failure, or someone crashes into you, or this or that. Anything can go wrong. It's like racing is like...
It's unpredictable, isn't it?
It's so unpredictable. You can have the fastest car, the best strategy, and one thing goes wrong. You get unlucky with the safety car. You get unlucky with the condition, and you need to be able to be a leader and, not kind of overreact in situations and keep calm. As easy as it sounds, I am actually not good at it. I am so driven by my emotions, and it sometimes is a blessing and a curse at the same time. Driven by your emotions means you're the person that's willing to go and do the most. You're the one that's willing to go further. You're willing to go the extra mile.
And the passion and
the passion is there. It's bright, but then sometimes when you do give everything, you give 100%, and it still doesn't go your way, it then becomes very consuming. Hence why I play golf.
Golf.
What a great explanation to just say why I play golf.
No, it's really interesting, because I think that's the other thing. Obviously, people don't think about the training, but you don't think about the mental training, and that's sort of what goes behind that as well.
Some days you win, some days you learn.
Yeah.
And I had to really accept that there will be great opponents that I will face. There will be a lot of really good drivers I'll be racing against, better than me, more experienced, stronger than me. And I need to learn how to lose.
Yeah. I feel like McLaren is such a good place for that, because obviously they had such a rough year.
Oh my God.
And then now, like, the change in 2024 for them.
It's
winning.
incredible. It was like we went from barely scoring points to now just winning a Constructors Championship. which is something that is, it's incredible to just have that switch and to have that flip, and learning from them, having them as my mentors. It's been incredible.
Yeah. And reflecting back, I guess, on 2024 and your achievements from that year, what sort of stands out to you? I mean, there's a lot, I'm sure, but what stands out the most?
When I tested a Formula E car from
Yes.
McLaren. So we had an all-women's test in Madrid in Formula E.
So what is the difference between like a normal Formula One racing car to a Formula E?
So most Formula One cars now are hybrid. So they're fuel and also at the same time electric.
Okay.
That's just, to give them a little bit more power as well, and also to consume less fuel, and to reduce, pit stops. So they don't have to refuel and fuel again. And there's another championship which is called Formula Electric, Formula E.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Yes, that's why
What is
the
the
E
E?
is electric. It's incredible. So, they're so like probably one of the most like environmental like friendly championships as well.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
they're
tires,
faster?
and they're not faster than Formula One, but they are, one of the fastest Formula cars you can drive.
Okay.
Like the 0 to 100 of like Formula E is incredibly good. I don't have the numbers right now, but they are insanely quick because I tested it and I was like, oh my God.
Were you scared? Yeah, I bet.
That was probably the fastest car I've ever driven in my
Wow.
life. So, and it's not just that, but it's because it's electric. It's not just switch the car on and vroom. It's like literally like NASA. It was like switching buttons, rotaries. Like you see the wheel, and there's more buttons on it than a Formula One car.
And you got thrown in the car.
And I got through the car. I mean, I did have extensive research and conversations. I drove on a simulator at McLaren, talking with engineers.
Yeah.
It's really physical, really heavy. It weighs like nearly 900 kilos. So I think that was probably one of the highlights of last year.
So cool.
And yeah.
And then this year you've got GB3 Championship.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that.
I was very surprised, honestly, that we even were able to get a seat in GB3 because of how competitive it is and how expensive.
Yes.
It is unreal. Like me and my manager Daryl were talking about it, and Daryl was like, B, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to do a lot of promotions next year. And I was
gonna
like,
be working
I'm ready.
hard.
I'll wear a skirt.
Anything. I'll do anything.
It's a little funny story. I'm really laughing now because like when I told you guys I'm wearing a skirt today.
Yeah.
So like I swore to myself I'll never wear a skirt because I just don't know how to act, like how to sit. Like I'm very
You're
boisterous.
sitting
as well.
lovely.
Yeah, you
I
sing
am
very
trying.
gracefully.
And so I'm Grace, one of my talent manager in Storm. Really tried their hardest to get me into wearing skirts last
Well,
year.
I love the
And
styling.
today I finally broke. I was like, I'm wearing a skirt. I got it.
Yeah, I love your outfit
Yeah, I
today.
really like it.
I have a really random question that's just come to my mind. But some drivers haven't always. But did you pass your theory and your driving test first time?
Not in London.
Okay.
Not in UK, but in the Philippines. I do have my Philippines drivers.
Okay.
I mean, I did take it, passed it the first time, but I still haven't used it.
Okay.
I still haven't driven a car.
So
on
you
a road.
haven't driven
a normal
a
car.
normal car?
No,
That's
because
so funny.
I got it when I was 17.
So you don't need a driver's license to race at all?
Well, you need to have a competitions license,
Okay.
but that's like you don't need to take any like exam for that.
That's so
That
funny.
is
So
so
you'll be driving like so fast, and then you'll go like you
Uber.
can't even get on the
You can't
motorway.
hire a sixth car.
Yeah, you can't get
No,
in
I
a little
can't.
Fiat 500.
I can't.
So tell us about the Netflix thing.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
so cool.
I'm a bit scared.
Well,
Are
for
you?
for those who don't know, there is a new
Yes.
Netflix docuseries coming out this year that you're involved in called F1 Academy.
Yes.
And Reese Witherspoon is producing this, yeah?
Yes. So basically, all of 2024, we were being followed around by the next film crew and the production team
Yeah.
of Reese Witherspoon, called Hello Sunshine. And so it's basically like an F1 Academy Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
Like the ins and out of racing,
Yeah.
what it takes to be a female racing driver, what it takes to be a female in the racing world
Yeah.
as well. And I was one of like the main drivers they were following around in the
Okay.
series. So for me, because at that time I recently just moved to London, they went into my flat and like
Oh my
filmed me
gosh.
folding clothes.
Oh, sweet. The B-roll. I'm just going to fold my washing.
Yeah, I'm just doing my
Folding
washing.
clothes and like trying to clean, learn
But I
how to
love that.
I love
because
that.
you get
Use
to
the
connect with the
Yeah, for
driver. That's why Drive to
sure.
Survive did
That's
so
why I
well,
loved it so
because
much,
obviously
yeah.
like it reached out to a bigger audience, and then people like started to love their like favorite driver, and
Yeah.
then get into teams.
It's so
Yeah.
important. I feel like when you come to a race, when you watch an actual race, like live on TV, it can be so intense.
Yeah.
And sometimes a little bit masculine, and sometimes a little bit intimidating.
Yeah.
But breaking the ice with like F1 Academy documentary, I think will be the perfect like introductionary to like all the young girls and boys that
Yeah.
are into racing. Like
Yeah.
See that. Do you know when that's coming out?
it's coming out this spring. Don't quote me on this. It might be coming out this spring. And they also even followed me to Philippines. So we brought like the Netflix film crew to Philippines. It's like a little time capsule. You know, it's like that crazy time in life when I was doing this, doing that. I can always like look
Yeah,
back.
it'd be so nice to watch it all back. Yeah,
I watched it when I'm like 30.
Yeah,
and
show
I'm
your
like,
kids maybe one day.
oh my god, wait.
Okay, well, we're going to do a little quick fire now.
Okay.
So just tell us what comes to mind.
Oh
when we
no!
ask
I
you
think I
questions.
saw this and I was like, I put a note on my phone. I was like, think about the questions.
Whatever the first thing comes to your
And I
mind,
didn't do
that'll
it.
be the right
Yeah.
answer. Right, so
Okay.
first up, what are the top songs on your pre-race playlist?
Something Arctic Monkeys.
Love.
Macklemore, like Glorious by Macklemore.
That's a good hyper.
Sometimes I love like slow emotional songs, like Ceilings by Lizzie
yeah.
Lizzie
McAlpin.
McAlpin.
So good.
Yeah.
Reminds
that
me
was
of
a
that
banger.
TikTok trend where you'd run.
You need to do that. You need to do that in the car, and then you get in the car and then drive.
Yeah, drive off.
Okay, no, what's next?
What are your go-to products in your makeup bag?
I love Fenty.
Yes.
Like
So-
anything like bronzer from Fenty or like pressed powder or like lip gloss. I have the Laneige one.
Oh,
Yeah,
so good.
the best.
So good. Day race or night race?
Night. I feel like it's just so euphoric. Like
Yeah.
you see the lights flashing and it's quite fun.
Okay,
Love it.
Favorite place you've traveled to?
Oh, Lisbon, Portugal.
Love.
And favorite circuit that you've raced at?
My favorite track of all time is Monza. It's a lot of straights, but it makes the corners even more important.
Yeah.
Because, you know, literally you can lose a second to 2 seconds
Mm-hmm.
just from 1 or 3 corners, which is massive. So you got to drive everything with precision.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of the main tracks where we really max out the speed of the car because of how long the straights are.
Yeah.
So I think I just love going fast. So it's one of my favorites.
Who is your racing idol / inspiration?
Of course, like I said, I do love Lando, Oscar. They're one of my idols and like
Yeah.
look up to McLaren, but definitely Lewis Hamilton as a human being, as a driver. Yes, I've met Lewis.
Wow.
He was the first driver I actually met, first F1 driver. Lewis has been like always been supporting women in sport. Like
Yeah.
he was like the first person to speak out when W Series went bankrupt, and that's what really pushed the whole F1 Academy to works as well. So I think Lewis has just been such a great ally in the female community in motorsport.
Is he nice?
He's so nice and he's so well spoken. He also came from, literally rock bottom. So he's worked hard for everything and it's amazing to see.
What is your favorite post-race meal?
Popcorn. I love sweet and salty popcorn from
nice.
Poppers.
Do you have any pre-race superstitions?
Pray. So yeah, grew up with a very Catholic family, so I always do the sign of the cross.
What is your bucket list race that you'd want to do?
Japan, Suzuka, such technical tracks. I'd love to do that.
And one piece of advice for your younger self and other young female athletes wanting to follow in your footsteps.
For my younger self, definitely worry less, believe in herself, believe in what she can do, believe in the difference she can make. And that's still something I will continue saying to my older self because I am an overthinker. And obviously to the young girls and boys that aspires, to be in Formula One, aspires to work in the motorsport world. I think, I know it can be very daunting to start in the beginning because it's not a career path that we grew up, that was normalized. Now is the time to break the mold, to create your own path. And our paths, all of our paths are different. We all get there in different pace and in different laps.
Yeah.
But we do finish the lap eventually. And I think that's what matters the most is to continue climbing. And, that's one thing I've always done is to just continue climbing to my Everest, even if it means 2 step backs and 1 step forward. I hope that people embrace their individualities more.
Oh,
Love that. That's lovely.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being here. That was
you.
such a great chat, and I think our audience is really going to love it.
Oh, I
Thank you
hope so. I'm really excited for
much.
this.
Yeah.
My first ever podcast.
Woo, and you smashed it. Woo. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Guys, she was so cool, wasn't
I
she?
can't wait to listen.
She's
I
got
know.
my dream job, I think.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm going.
Bye.
Bye.
But anyway, let's move on to things we're loving.
And for those listening, don't forget to click subscribe. It honestly helps us out so much, helps us get these amazing guests. So this is just a little reminder. Have you seen the knitted football tops that Adidas have released?
No, but very
They are
cool.
so nice. The colourways are like cream, tonal,
Yeah.
really cool. I don't
And
know,
all
are they
their track
available to
pants.
buy?
I don't know because I've just seen photos of them
Yeah.
on some like floor and I'm like, are they real yet
They
or
look
not?
so nice, don't
But
they?
yeah, they do.
M&S homeware, guys. Have
Oh.
you gone into M&S recently?
No.
The homeware is amazing. Went at the weekend, got some vases, but everything is popping. There's also, I've got a squiggle lamp. So it's like a
Oh,
pink
yeah.
lampshade and the base is squiggle.
I think I saw this on TikTok. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's M&S. It looks a bit like that Bias Edition,
Yeah.
that brand, but it's...
So yeah, M&S homeware is popping
M&S
right
have
now.
goodies though.
They really do.
From their food to their homeware,
Yes.
everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even they have
Also-
really nice belts too.
Do they?
Yeah, I've seen everyone talk about them.
And also they do a barrel leg leopard print jean.
Do you? God, they're just
Love.
on it with the trend.
Yeah,
Who is
they
their
are.
buyer?
I know.
She's
I
a
know.
Gen Z.
Yes, she is.
What about you guys? What are you loving?
Did you guys see? I posted on my story the other day, but the new Uggs that are a bit like a ballet
Yes.
flat, like a Mary Jane.
I haven't
Ugg?
seen those.
Oh,
I
Lola, that's
saw
so
them and
cool.
nearly sent them to you, but I just didn't. And then I saw you reposted. I was like, yes, I know her so
That's
well.
a bit of
It's,
you.
it's one of those things which are so Marmite, and I know a lot of people would be
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh, that's
people
so
will hate them.
gross. But I think they're
They're
so
like
good.
a big ballet flat, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it's like
Okay.
a chunkier ballet flat, but it's
with a
fur
cutout.
lined.
With a cutout.
Yeah, so
And
like this
fluffy?
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fluffy on the inside. It's
Fluff.
got that like the typical Ugg colour on the outside.
Okay.
And it's got like a big strap here.
Are you gonna?
I don't know. At the
Debate.
moment, I'm just like
I
observing.
think you need to try them on.
I
I,
think I need to
also
try them on
love
as
the
well.
Birkenstock fluffy strap overs. I know you've got them.
Ooh, have I?
Yeah, you know like the classic Birkenstock sandal,
Yeah.
but the fluffy versions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So not
sorry.
I've got the closed toe, but the open toe.
Oh yeah, with the yeah.
They
Love that
really
one.
remind me of like Uggs when you were little, and they or like. Did you guys ever have Crocs with the fur in?
No.
Oh my god,
I've
I
never
had
had
Crocs
Crocs.
with
I've
fur
never had
in.
Crocs.
Did you?
Yeah.
So funny.
Kind of not for this time of year because it's suede, but
You can wear suede.
Yeah.
now.
you can. You just have to pick and choose your days. I got this really nice burgundy. I think I've hit all the trends, but it's burgundy, studded, and suede.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And it's from Parfois, which is this really nice bag brand that isn't that expensive,
Yeah.
which I think is really hard to find. Like a nice, different sort of bag. Fits perfectly on my shoulder, but also can fit my makeup bag in there when I want to.
ideal.
It's the perfect size.
Love it.
I know, and I think I'm going to get another.
Something I'm loving, which I got before Christmas, and now I think I need to treat myself to a few more because it was such a good investment, were some new towels, and I got some from Tekla.
Love.
Which
I
have-
got them for Christmas too.
Did you?
Yeah.
They've just been on my wish list for a really long time. They're really, like, they look really cool.
They are so aesthetic.
But they are actually very good towels,
Yeah,
which
they're
obviously
so
like
good.
justifies the price of them being a little bit more than like, you know, a really cheap towel.
Yeah.
But I do think, and I said this last time, I think the things that you use every day, if you use it every day, you need to invest in it. Otherwise, it's just going to be ruined and you have to buy it again and again and you
Yeah.
end up spending
Like a
that money
nice
anyway.
dressing gown, actually investing
Exactly.
in. Do you call it house coat?
What?
Some people call it house coat.
That's so
A dressing gown.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I've never heard
I
that.
know. I honestly,
Who told you that?
Someone said, "Oh, where's my house coat?" I was like, "What's a house coat?" They were like,
I kind of love that.
"Yeah." Also, sit soft.
Yes. So
What does
I
that
said
mean?
this the other day, like, oh guys, should we go sit
Sit
soft?
soft.
And loads of people in the office, didn't know like go sit on the sofa.
Sit soft.
Oh.
Love
sit
it.
soft?
Love
Is
it.
this like just really British or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Like that.
I don't know.
That's new.
I actually got this is kind of a bit of you, but Tekla like shorts that have like pink and stripe for
Cute.
summer, like putting it on for a bikini. It is in my summer
really
wardrobe right
nice.
now because obviously we can't wear it now. But it's kind of your vibe, Daisy. Like
Love.
nice little pattern.
Yeah.
What one thing would you buy in the sales now that is for summer? So you obviously said those little shorts.
Love
What's something
them.
that you would hope to find in the sales now that you can then have
I
for
don't know,
summer?
guys. I'm going to New York in a few weeks. So I'm still like,
Are
I need
you?
layers. Yeah.
How do I not know?
I didn't know that either.
Did I not tell you?
No.
So I need,
That's so
I need
exciting.
layers.
Why have we not been talking about
I don't
that?
know, but I need. You obviously spoke about the Uniqlo thermals. Like I need to
Yes.
stock up on a few of those.
Yeah.
I've got a really cool beanie coming, which you're gonna love.
Love a beanie.
You need a good coat.
Yes,
Like a good what we've got that ASOS one.
and I've got the long. You know the cropped puffer, not cropped, but the big puffer I have.
yeah, yeah.
I've got the long version.
Oh,
of that.
lovely.
I love a good scarf. Like
Yeah.
I think you can wrap up so easily with it. Cezanne have really nice ones as well, like really long ones that are like perfect to do the trick on.
The trick. But no,
need
I'm
gloves.
not. So I'm not quite into it yet. But
Got
if you
you.
were to do a summer investment now, what would it be? Would it be sunglasses? Because I guess you can wear those in winter.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can wear sunglasses or that's a good thing to buy in the sales actually.
I'm not there yet with the dress, with the clothing. I'm
not either.
covering up for
Yeah.
for a few more months.
This always happens like in the summer. All the good like winter stuff goes on sale, and I'm like, I can't think about that right now.
I'm not very good
But
at that.
you almost have to
Some
because you'll
people
save
are,
yourself.
yeah.
I think I got like my COS coat that I have that I wear like every day, long, huge one. I think I got that in the sales.
Well done.
Love.
So that was a very good one.
Very good.
Palace just had a massive sale as well
really?
on Friday, so I just got like a really nice heavy denim jacket from there. They do really good sales at the moment. Like everything was on there, and not for that much. I know it's like kind of a bit edgy, and I'm not really that edgy, but they have good, like nice
They've
little
got cool stuff.
beanies and hats.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap. What a fun podcast. Guys, I can't wait to listen to your chat with Bianca.
Yes, thank you so much, Bianca, for coming on, and we will see you all very soon.
Lots of
Bye.
love. Don't forget to subscribe.